Okay, we good to go? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, friends, colleagues, good evening. I'm sure some of you may already know that I'm a stagiaire in the European Parliament. I only started a couple of weeks ago, and I'm working in what's called the tabling desk of the Secretariat of the European Parliament. And what this involves is meeting members of the European Parliament every day, receiving their written questions that they want to ask the Commission, and making sure that they adhere to some of the procedural rules that the European Parliament has required. And every day I read questions from a wide array of different topics, be it agriculture, fisheries policies, migration, or environmental policies. But one topic that keeps coming up time and time again over the past 3 weeks is nuclear power in the United Kingdom. And to be specific, about the new nuclear power plant called Hinckley Point C. Now, why has this issue attracted my attention? Well, first of all, I was essentially caught off guard to hear that the Brits had decided to build a new nuclear power plant. This seems to go against the grain of most of the international thought at the moment with regards to nuclear power, particularly after the Fukushima accident and the German decision to eventually phase out all nuclear power plants in Germany. It also caught my attention because I'm Irish. The Hinckley Point C nuclear power plant is located precariously close to the eastern seaboard of Ireland, where I'm from. So, what is this nuclear power plant? Where is it based? It's based in Somerset, in southwest England. And on the 8th of October last, the European Commission gave its approval to allow funding to go towards this power plant. It's the first plant to be constructed since 1987 in the UK. And one of the reasons why the UK government wanted to build this was that they wanted to reduce their greenhouse gas emissions by 50% over the coming years. This power plant, in actual fact, will provide 7% of the British electricity needs. The revival in, I suppose, nuclear energy and nuclear culture in Britain recently really came about during the Blair government in the 90s. And he exclaimed that nuclear will come back in fashion and back with a vengeance. And last year, the Tory and Lib Dem government legislated in this area and released the Energy Act, which really paved the way for this new power plant to be developed. In October 2013, the British government signed a contract with EDF, the French energy provider, to build this Hinckley Point C plant. But one of the issues that was really at stake here was the price that they were going to sell this energy at. Normal electricity prices in the UK come in at £48 per megawatt hour. But the EDF price for the nuclear power, the electricity that will be generated from this plant, is £92.50, which is almost twice the price of the ordinary price of electricity. Some commentators have said that this is the most expensive electricity in the world. Now, why, might you ask, is it so expensive? Some people have said that EDF runs huge risks in building a nuclear power plant in the UK. Others have said that there was an exceptional lack of competition in the contract for this plant. Of course, anytime competition is mentioned, the EU's ears prick up and they want to know exactly what's going on and where it's going on. After lengthy investigations into the process, on the 8th of October, the Commission gave its go-ahead for the plant to be built. It decided that for the profits related to this plant, 60% of any of their profits will be given back to the British taxpayer once the plant makes more than 13.5% return. Now, of course, that might be a good deal for the British taxpayers, but not everybody will benefit from this new power plant. particularly, and this is where the personal point comes in, Ireland. Ireland has no nuclear power plant. And in the past, we've had an awful lot of problems with the Brits building power plants along the western seaboard of the UK, which puts us directly in danger if there will ever be a problem. And back in the 90s, the Irish government tried their absolute best to close Sellafield nuclear power plant. Iodine tablets were distributed right around Ireland. We all received a postcard in through our letterboxes, and we all sent those postcards to 10 Downing Street, which requested the British government to swiftly close Sellafield power plant. This time round, related to Hinckley Point, the Irish National Trust brought judicial review proceedings against the British Energy Secretary's decision to build this plant. The Irish National Trust claimed that the British government did not take into account transboundary consultations, which EU legislation requires. And apart from this particular case, the United Nations is also keeping a close eye, as it believes that the British government also did not take into account these transboundary consultation processes. What is ultimately clear from all of this, from a French company building a nuclear power plant in the United Kingdom, which has caused enormous problems in Ireland, all of this has shown that energy really is not a national issue anymore. Whether it's wind energy, or coal, or oil, or nuclear power, all of this really is a much more European issue. And it's something that I think we'll all have to sign up to and agree on all together as a European people if we're going to succeed and if we're going to have positive signs in the future. And ultimately, given its European aspect, I think that I'm going to be dealing a lot more with questions related to energy in my job in the future. Thank you.